This is Andy Mack from the DJ Cafe, and I'm back with another transition video. In my last video, I mentioned that if you guys would like to see a video of how I like to transition through genres, please let me know, and you guys definitely let me know. So now there's already transition tracks out there that are pre-made for you that pretty much make it easier for you to pull it off. It's just one track and it does a transition for you, and you could get those tracks from a record pool such as Club Killers, Mix Show Tools, DJ City, BPM Supreme, MP3, my MP3 pool, you name it, whichever record pool you use, you can get those from. If you're not subscribed to a record pool, you could definitely check on my channel. I have some videos of the record pools that I constantly use and have used for quite some time now, and as well as some other record pools that are very popular as well. Well, let's go ahead and get into this video, and I'll show you guys how I like to transition through genres. Now in this transition, pretty much I want to go from an old school hip hop or some party classics and work my way into some Latin stuff. Now I'm going to do that step by step. I'm going to take certain steps to get there. I'm not going to do it right away. You can do it right away. You can transition strictly from a party classic, a hip hop party classic, into a cumbia or something like that. But in this case, I want to take my time and make it a gradual step. A lot of the times when you try to just transition over right away, you stand a great chance of losing the crowd unless it's really dope and really rhythmic. It kind of has to make sense, and as somebody on the dance floor, you kind of want it to feel like it's one endless song and it all makes sense and it all sounds good. So right here, I'm going to be going from Poison, then I'm going to be working my way into These Are the Breaks from Curtis Blow. And the reason I want to do that is because I have an acapella out that I can really mess with. And then from there, I'm going to be going into Culo. And once I'm into Culo, then I could transition to an all-time Latin party classic, Suavemente or something like that, or anywhere else. It's already in that 120, so I can go anywhere when it comes to the merengue or whatever I want to do with it, and then go from there. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll show you guys how I do this quick little transition. Now this is a pre-transition in my case. This is how I'm going to set up to get to that Latin. This is that transition from that. This is not right away. This is very gradual. Keep in mind, this is very gradual. This happens over 2 to 3 songs. It's like a boxer. You know, if you just keep throwing haymakers, yeah, one might land and one might hit really well. But the best boxers are always the ones who set up their jab, get that timing, get that reach, get that distance. Once they got that, when they hit you with that hit, it's much more of an impact. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Clap your hands, everybody, if you got what it takes. 'Cause I'm Curtis Blow, and I want you to know that these are the breaks. Brakes on the bus, brakes on the car, brakes to make you a superstar, brakes to win and brakes to lose. But these here brakes will rock your shoes, and these are the brakes. Break it up, break it up, break it up. Don't throw your hands up in the sky and wave around from side to side. And if you deserve a break tonight, somebody say, alright, alright. Say ho, ho. You don't stop, I keep on. Somebody scream. Break down, down, down. Clap, clap your hands, everybody. 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 Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Yeah. Let's go.
Now this one I'm going to be going from Hit the Gas from Raven Felix. This is an acapella intro, and as well as has a little bit of an acapella out as well. Now you notice that I use a lot of acapella ins, a lot of acapella outs, a lot of acapella loops, and that is my main key along with hot cues in order to pull a lot of these transitions off. Now you might not be the best scratcher or maybe even have the best song selection, but one good thing to work on is nobody can really teach you creativity, and this is one thing that I took away from finding my own DJ style. I felt like I was strong in this aspect of creating certain transitions that were unique and different and fun in order to keep it entertaining for myself and the crowd. So that's why I like to use a lot of those, and I might make another video on that whole subject itself, how hot cues can really change your set as well as DJ tools such as acapellas and samples and things like that. To Spanish, some regional Spanish, I want to go into some cumbias. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pre-transition track, is what I like to call it, that setup, that jab. And that jab for me, from going to 100 BPM or so. Hey! And that jab for me from going from 100 BPM or so is to get something that sounds very, very rhythmic to a Latin sound. And what is that? Reggaeton. That's the best way to transition from hip hop into cumbias or something else like that, is going with a Latin sounding song like that. One, is familiar for a lot of people. Two, a lot of people enjoy it. And three, it transitions over very, very nicely into where you're trying to go. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go towards the end of this track. And then I'm going to transition from Hit the Gas into Don Dale. And then from Don Dale, then I will be going into a Selena mix, a double hitter. It's one of those transition tracks that kind of has both songs already in there ready to go. I don't really recommend those because you could do a lot of those transition songs as well. But I figured I like the intro of it and how it sounds, and it's very familiar to the ear. So let's go ahead and get into it.
We drive fast when we go to get the cash. Hit the gas, hit the gas, hit the gas, hit the gas. We drive fast when we go to get the cash. Hit the gas. Andy now.
Dale, dale, don dale, pa' que se muevan las yales, pa' activar los anormales y al que se resbale bote el dale, 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 don dale, pa' que se muevan las yales, pa' activar los anormales y al que se resbale bote el dale. Se pina, ron, se pina, ven asesina, se peina y se guilla, se viste y se maquilla, tranquila chiquillo, te siento chiquilla, hoy tú vas a ser mía, me toca de esta vía, me juro en mi vida, cuidado si te tiene y si tu novia te activa, yo vivo en la guerrilla y te coge entre los días, no le va a dar ni tortilla.
Now, I hope you guys were able to catch the lesson from those two transitions. I wasn't jumping straight over into the genre that I wanted to go to. You can do that, but like I said, you kind of want to really set it up with some pre-transition tracks, a gradual step there. Now, if you need to cut over right over that instant and go ahead and jump into that, you can do that. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's all about BPM. So if your cumbia is at 100 BPM and you're currently playing some hip hop that's 100 BPM, if you could beat match it up, you can beat match it up. Now, it might not sound so cool and make a lot of sense though. That's what I'm trying to get at. So you definitely want that gradual transition. You want to find those tracks that's a happy medium in order to work your way there. Now, there are certain genres that you can strictly transition over through. If you're talking about, you know, something of funk into some newer stuff, that's extremely easy. Some newer pop, that's extremely easy. Match up the BPMs and you're good to go. You know, match up those beats and you're really good to go, because a lot of those sounds are very similar. Now, I'm talking about completely stretching genres. You definitely want to make it a gradual change, and you want to find the coolest, funnest kind of way to get there, but with it also sounding good. Now, a huge help to me, like I said earlier, are acapella ins, acapella outs, quick hitters, you name it. A lot of those things that help you get there faster. And when you get those tracks, or you get in certain things that you like to use, or you get certain parts in a song that you like to loop, make sure to hot cue those bad boys out. Make sure to line up all your hot cues. It will definitely make your workflow when you're DJing a lot easier. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and if you guys would like to see some more examples in another video of how to transition through certain genres, very specific genres, please leave your comments down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.